Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. You know what? I'm gonna redo my intro. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So, I just got off a live stream talking about why Sirius Black is my favorite Harry Potter character. And now, about a minute later, we're gonna be talking about why Nico Di Angelo is my favorite Percy Jackson character. Because I've decided that, when I was getting ready to make this live stream, that I want to make Percy Jackson and Harry Potter videos every day, one for each. We'll see how long that lasts. We'll see if I even do it. So, let's get into the video because I am super psyched and I'm going to be explaining very much about my favorite emo character of all time. I guess you could say Sirius is emo, but I wouldn't really say he's emo, so I don't know where, okay. Well, as you know, Nico is a very, very, different character than most of the Percy Jackson characters. Nico's been through so much, and a lot of people, know this, and they really agree with it and everything. But I feel like a lot of people, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people just don't see him in the same way that I do. I feel like I feel similar to Nico in some ways. I feel like in a lot of ways I like to be alone and do my thing and do things alone, like Nico. I mean, except for when he's with Will. I mean, he always is with Will now, but before he liked doing things on his own. He liked to do and work and find out about himself, and he was very independent, and I'm very independent, and I don't like people's help all the time. I don't constantly ask for it like certain characters, which I don't really know if there's a character that's always asking for help, because I feel like all the other characters, they're pretty good, but they'll ask for help occasionally in the battle and everything. But Nico, he's just not like that. He likes to show that he doesn't need anybody's help, and I think that's why Nico's one of my favorite characters. And also, he kind of shows that, when you find somebody that you love, you can become a whole other person, and usually that's a good thing. When Nico wasn't dating Will, when he was all by himself, he was just such a sad character. He had nothing to look forward to in life. His sister died, his mom died. He didn't have any family except for his dad, who is Hades, and no one wants to talk to Hades about much. And I think that I love seeing how much Will changed Nico. He made him happy. He made him be able to laugh. He made Nico feel like he was worth something. He made him feel like there was a reason to be alive. And I just love this. And I love how much Solangelo is to the fans. If there was a ship like that in Harry Potter, no one would be as supportive. It would not be as supported as it is in the Reordenverse. Harry Potter fans are a lot more toxic, and I think that it's amazing to see how we all come and everything, and all the attention of Solangelo really got me into it. I think that's what really got me into Solangelo in the first place. Just everyone talking about it, and everyone just never hating on it. It's something that I've always loved about the Percy Jackson fans. They're very accepting, and they really are usually pretty kind, except for when it comes to artwork. They're really mean to the artist for some weird reason, at least from what I've heard. And anyway, but it makes me wonder, why is Nico the way he is? I wonder this a lot. Why does Nico change so fast because of Will? And I think Will is just such a great character. He's full of optimistic views on the world, and it really shows when he's around Nico. And Will, don't even get me started. He's such a great person. I would kill to have somebody like Will in my life, not necessarily like romantically, but somebody like a friend. I would love to have Will Solace as my best friend because Will is just so kind and he's so caring, even if it's not Nico. Like in Tower of Nero, like he kept asking Rachel if she was okay. He bought his father clothes. You know, he's such a kind and amazing human being, and he does everything for everyone when he sees the opportunity. He's an important time to do so, and that's another reason why I love Nico is because of the ship, and it shows like how far like people can go and how far people can change. It just takes somebody to change your mind. And Nico is just such a fierce character, and he's very different from the other Percy Jackson characters. He really stands out, and he makes you like kind of wonder, like, how can somebody just change so fast? I mean, in the beginning of the story, he was this happy, bright child, and one thing changed him, and he came back after the Heroes of Olympus series, and it really makes you wonder, like, can I be as well as Nico? Am I going to get through my problems? And I think that's what makes Nico such an inspiration. Not only that, but he's like super intimidating. Percy's more powerful, but Nico's more intimidating. I would be more scared of Nico than probably anybody in the Reorderverse. Even like Zeus or Poseidon or Hades. Like Nico just scares me. Like if I made Nico mad, I would be so scared. And that's what I love about Nico. He has such an interesting personality. Like that you cannot mess with Nico because if you mess with Nico, you're gonna get it. And it just makes me laugh. Like Percy, he's very powerful and he has moments, but he's not like Nico. He's not like rude to people when he gets mad. He doesn't get mad super easy. I mean, unless it depends on what it is. If you mess with Annabeth, you're gonna get it. But I don't know. I think that's why I love Nico. He's just such a tiny figure, but he's like so scary, and it makes me laugh. He's like a chihuahua. People say I'm a ankle biter or a chihuahua. Anyway, but I don't know. I think he just really makes you see the world in a different lens. And it's amazing how much he grew over just a few years. And I love his character so much. And I love, like, his perseverance and his determination. And he's always so, like, if you break a promise, you're not going to Elysium. I'm sorry. And, the one thing that makes me a little bit angry about Nico is when he's like, you promised to Percy because he didn't promise. He said he would try his best, and he tried his best. So technically, Percy didn't do anything. But still, I get it. Nico is a naive 10-year-old, and we've all been there and done that, and I don't know. I just hope that, Nico's therapy sessions with Mr. D are gonna go well, and I hope we could see more of that in The Sun and the Star. It's something I'm really looking forward to when I get a chance to read the book once it comes out. I probably won't get it like right when it comes out. I'm not gonna be one of the first people to have the book on YouTube, unfortunately. I might have to go to the library before it comes out and read it, but I am definitely reading it before I read it to you guys because I need to read The Sun and the Star to understand what is going on inside the book. For me to remember and cotton on what's going on. Also, if Will dies, I'm gonna die because I have a feeling that something really bad is gonna happen, and I just have this feeling that it's gonna be about Will. Because Will is just this. Nothing bad has happened to Will, and that's not how it goes in the Reordenverse. You guys know this. I mean, look at Jason. Don't even get me started on poor Jason. Poor Superman. He changed all our perspectives on the world. I mean, I'm really worried about Nico, guys. I'm so worried for this guy. He's already been through so much. If something happens to his ray of sunshine, It's not gonna be okay, and it's not gonna be okay for me. I'm actually very overprotective of Will. It's weird. It's like so weird because when I was reading Healing in the Dark for the first time, and Nico said all those terrible things to Will, if you see my Healing in the Dark videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I was getting very, very mad at Nico. He said all these terrible things to Will, and I was like, I'm gonna punch you, Nico. Like I was getting pretty mad, but I don't know. I'm really worried about Nico on this book. And what if, I swear, if Rick kills Nico off, if he kills either one of them off, I actually don't think he's going to, though, because he did say that, like, Nico and, like, him and Mark really care about the characters, so I'm hoping that they don't get killed in Son of the Star. I'm also super excited. I'm sorry about that weird noise I just made. But I doubt anything's gonna happen to Percy, Annabeth, and Grover in their book. Totally. Side note, has nothing to do with Son of the Star. I just had to mention it. I'm not worried about Percy, Annabeth, or Grover, which kind of worries me because I feel like what Rick is gonna do is he's gonna make me feel like I shouldn't worry about them, and then something I'm gonna have to worry about them. Because that's what Rick does. Okay? Rick, he's just like, yeah, no need to worry. Anyway. He's just like, yeah, you have nothing to worry about. Everything's gonna be fine. But every time Rick decides that he's going to do something cruel, I'm still mad at him for Jason. I'm so mad at him. Like I said, if he kills Nico, Will, or anyone in Son of the Star, he's gonna hear from me. And he's gonna hear from all of you too, because I know how you guys are. You're gonna yes. Anyway. Okay, and this is probably going to come to a really weird shock to you guys. You guys have probably read Trials of Apollo. If not, I'm sorry if I spoil anything for you. But Don the Fawn, because he's in the Roman, when he died, I actually cried. But I didn't cry when Jason died, and you're probably wondering why. But it was, I already knew Jason was gonna die, so I didn't cry. That makes sense. I actually didn't cry, and it was really surprising. I just didn't. I didn't see, I guess I just knew it was coming, and I didn't feel any emotion to it. I still was pretty mad, though. I was just feeling anger or something. Maybe, I don't know what it was. But, I don't know, when Dawn came and he died, I actually had tears, my tears were falling off my face. It was Stranger Things Season 4 all over again. Oh, man. Why? Why is all the fandoms I in, why are they all just so terrible? Not terrible. Why are they all so sad? But yeah, and what if he kills Bob or something all over again? What if something bad happens to Bob all over again? I will actually be mad because I will say hello to the stars for me, and then he's just like, yeah, we're just gonna kill Bob. I mean, what would be the point in that? I really hope that's not what happens. But I'm very, very curious of what happens in Son of the Star because I just feel like there's so many things that this book is gonna have that we've never seen before. There's so many things with Nico and Will we're gonna see, and I'm really excited because we don't really know that much about Solangelo, and it is my favorite ship. Yeah, I know nothing about it. Percabeth is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I love Percy. And Annabeth's mid for me, actually, which is probably really surprising to a lot of you because I know Annabeth is a fan favorite. But she's kind of, I don't know. I have more top tier people now. But, yeah, I think that this book is going to be really interesting because it's more about a relationship in this book. And all of the other heroes, all the Percy Jackson, Heroes of Olympus, Trials of Apollo books, were more just about their adventures, and I feel like this book is more than that. And I feel like we're going to dive deep into that, and I'm really excited to see Rachel. She's definitely going to make an appearance in this book, and I know Rachel is an iffy character for a lot of people, but I personally love Rachel. I love her and her blue hairbrush and her bright green eyes and her curly red hair. We all love heads. And I love that she's immortal and she's a fantastic character. I also really hope Meg makes an appearance. If you guys didn't know, because some people don't have Instagram or TikTok or anything, but we do know that Percy is going to make an appearance in this book, because they stop at Percy's apartment on the way, which is super exciting. I need to see some blue cookies, and I need to see Estelle, Percy's sister, because, like, man, that baby is so cute. I absolutely just am so excited for the Jackson apartment, or the Blowfist apartment. And I love Paul, actually, and that's probably really random and different. I'm sure not everyone can agree on that, but it's gonna be so much fun to see, like, Sally and Paul and Estelle and Percy's a happy family, and Annabeth, because I don't know if Sun and the Star takes place before Chalice of the Gods. I don't know. I actually need to look this up. You know what? I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm on my computer, so I can easily look it up. Is Sun and the Star before? Sorry, guys. I say things when I type. I don't know. This is really important to me. It doesn't say. Yes. If you're wondering, because of my mentions, I have seen the Sun and the Star on his Twitter page, and I, seen the book, and it's gonna be a masterpiece. I really want to know what the highlighted part is. I might even skip to it, which I would be a total idiot to just skip to the middle of the book. But I am tempted to just go to that part of the book. I don't care. I'm a terrible person when it comes to spoilers. I will literally go, every book I've ever read, most likely every book, I will go and turn to the end of the book. I used to do this. I would turn to the end of the book and see how the book ends. And then I would continue reading the book like an idiot. And I actually did this with The Sea of Monsters, when I was reading it for the first time, and I saw when it said, "I am Thalia, daughter of Zeus." And I was like, wait, what? What is going on? And then I just kept reading the book. I don't really go to the end of the book, but it's like I'll skip to certain parts of the book and, read some of the page. I don't know if it's just like me just flipping the pages and seeing something interesting. But it's just I don't know. This is such this is a great time to be a Percy Jackson fan. I mean, we have the show coming out. I mean, we have the Kane Chronicles, which I've never read, which I probably should. So I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. I've also never finished Magnus Chase either, or even the first book. I'm really behind on the other series. I'm just so into the main books that I don't know. I've tried to read Kane Chronicles and I've tried to read Magnus Chase. I don't know if they're for me. I swear, Rick just keeps adding on to our collection. It's getting really hard for me to finish them all, Rick. He's like, oh yeah, we're gonna. He's like, it's almost like he thinks he's done, and then he's like, yeah, let's make some more books. And it's like, you're making it really hard for me to read all your books. I mean, he started reading he started writing he wrote all the Percy Jackson books, which was A-okay. And then he wrote the Heroes of Olympus books, which, sorry to tell you, this is so embarrassing. I've never finished The Lost Hero. I read every other book in the Heroes of Olympus series, except for The Lost Hero. I read some of it, but I was like, you know what? I don't care. I already know what happens. Yes, I'm seeing how I already know the hate I'm going to get. I tried to read it. The only thing that could actually get me into the book was Leo, because like Leo. Um, but besides that, I couldn't get into the book, and it was like I already knew what was happening, and I actually very recently finished The Son of Neptune. Like I finished Mark of Athena, House of Hades, and Blood of Olympus. Totally didn't even want to read. I didn't want to read Trials of Apollo. Gave up on it. Came back to it. Then I finished the part of Son of Neptune I hadn't. I had finished the rest of the book in like 2 days. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to totally do Lost Hero. Never happened. And I am still doing it. Probably going to just read it on my YouTube channel to say, oh yeah, you know what? I read it on YouTube. You know what? It counts. Even though I'll totally forget whatever happens because I'm too busy reading it out loud and looking at the video from time to time. But it's like a very, I don't know. I've always had like very, I don't know. I just, like, with some of the Heroes of Olympus books, I, to be honest, just would, listen to the audiobook version of it because it was easier for me that way. I mean, with the whole, original Percy Jackson series, I can get into those books like that. The Heroes of Olympus books are a little bit harder for me to get interested in. I think with all the characters' point of views, it's just like not as interesting for me, and I know that's probably really weird to hear. I'm just a big Percy point of view fan. I've always loved his point of view, and I'm very upset that he is totally just butchered with third person. Third person sucks, okay? Rick really could have just wrote them all in first person. But no, he had to write them all in third. I don't like third person. It sucks. I'm surprised I could even get through Harry Potter through third person. To be fair, though, I did read Harry Potter before Percy Jackson. Yeah, I'm a bigger fan of Percy Jackson. Weird. And there's just so much that goes on, and it's just like, But I must say, the Heroes of Olympus does have a lot of development, and also Percabeth is actually like a thing in the Heroes of Olympus series. Oh, congrats! Harry Potter's a great book series. Let me just say now, though, Prisoner of Azkaban is the best. Anyway, Percabeth was very it was very beautifully written in the Heroes of Olympus books, and it makes you really see how much they love each other. To fall into Tartarus together because you know that it's the most they know it's the only way to get through Tartarus. Like, I mean, to get through their quest. My mind is like so slow today. But having Percabeth, like everything they did together, and they weren't gonna leave each other again, and it was just so beautifully like done. And I love how overprotective Percy is of Annabeth, because I feel like Percy's like very, I don't know. Now I know this title says, by the way, that this is about Nico Di Angelo. I am totally just not even talking about Nico anymore. I might as well change the title of this video when I'm done. I am having too much fun, and my phone alarm's going off. Let me go turn it off. Oh, my phone died, so I can't really turn it off. Sorry. Right back. Stupid phone. And we all just hate our phones sometimes. I mean, I love making videos on it, but anyway. Yeah. This is just... That is so true. People watching this video that aren't on the live version, they're probably going to be so confused when I'm reading the comments. Who cares? Anyway. I am so, like, I don't know. I'm just so glad to be a Percy Jackson fan right now because when I'm not even gonna call them the movies. When the what's the right word? When the Tartarus books came out, I mean Tartarus movies came out. Excuse my language. Um, I wasn't around. Thank goodness. When the books came out, wasn't around. When the Heroes of Olympus books came out, wasn't around. But the Trials of Apollo. So it's a really fun time to actually be around with some books coming out and with the show coming out. I think this is gonna be such a such a big and exciting moment and time period for us all that weren't there in this time period. And you know it's dumb. There's some Percy Jackson fans that are like, well, the new generation aren't real Percy Jackson fans because they weren't around. They haven't been Percy Jackson fans for that long. But that's not how it works. I think the way that it works with being a Percy Jackson fan is how much you love it. The way that you feel when you think about Percy Jackson. That's what matters. And I just think that anyone can be a true fan. I've only been a fan since a year and a half, maybe. But I love Percy Jackson so much. And, you know, I've loved Harry Potter since I was 9 years old. And I love Percy Jackson just as much, if not more. And it's like, it really doesn't matter how long that you've loved something for it to be. Like, for you to be a true fan, it doesn't matter how long. It just matters how much you feel about it, you know? There's just so many people that think that it does matter. And maybe you haven't, like, quite finished all the books. That might not make you a true fan or whatever, like, in some people's eyes. But I think that it really depends. Some people are just into more books than others. You could read the Heroes of Olympus book series 5 times and never read the original series, and you're still a fan. You still love the universe. I mean, the one thing I don't love is Octavian. But, you know, that's Octavian for you. No one really likes him. I mean, he's not as bad as, like, Harry Potter characters that I don't like, to be honest. There's, like, no, like, Percy Jackson characters that I, like, despise. Like, I love... yeah, who does love Octavian? But, I just feel like, I don't know, there's no, like, Percy Jackson character that's, like, I strongly hate them. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, when I think of Octavian. And, you know, it's kind of, you're all, like, thinking I'm weird or something, but I remember when I was reading not Sea of Monsters, Son of Neptune, I already knew who Octavian was, and this makes me so mad. I was like, he doesn't seem that bad. And then I, like, remembered who he was, and I was like, I'm not supposed to like this guy. And, yeah, I know it's probably really weird to hear that, and it's probably, I don't know, he just doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me. Like, and, you know, the same thing, you know, like, everyone hates Umbridge in the Harry Potter fandom, but it's like, I don't hate her that much. Like, I don't like her. She's definitely not, like, my top tier character or anything. But I mean, she's, like, one of my least favorite characters and everything, but she's not my least favorite character. My least favorite character is Bellatrix. So, anyway, this is a Percy Jackson video. I better stop talking about Harry Potter and then... Anyway. Percy Jackson is just amazing. No, I feel like I had to make a Percy Jackson video with my Camp Half-Blood hoodie. Like, I was wearing it, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I have to make a video while I'm wearing my Camp Half-Blood hoodie. I feel like that would just be an insult or something. I don't know. The only thing I'm not excited for about the show is I'm going to have to buy all the new merch. And if I don't buy it, then I'm going to feel like I'm not a real fan. I know I just had this whole discussion about, yeah, we're all true fans, but, you know, I'm still going to feel like a terrible fan. And also, I just want the merch so bad. I really can't wait till I get to see Riptide on screen. So excited. I'm a daughter of Poseidon, and I love the ocean, and I just love Riptide, and it's such an iconic Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Wearing a shirt? Yes. I actually don't have the shirt. I actually have the hoodie instead because I have sisters. Yes. Okay. Um, but I actually don't have the shirt because I like hoodies a lot. And I know like at Camp Half Blood they all wear the shirt and everything, but I feel like they would have a hoodie there. Like how Nico has a specialized Son of Hades shirt. I'm sure they would have a Camp Half Blood hoodie for the winter time. Man, I really want to see Camp Half Blood. It's gonna be so beautiful, and I'm getting tears in my eyes just thinking about Camp Half Blood. It going to be on screen. Seeing Clarice, I love Clarice. Such amazing character, and I literally watched stuff with Dior Good job because I thought she was so pretty. Man, I love the Percy Jackson cast. I think my favorite cast member is Dior or Walker. They're both such great actors. Walker is just like Percy. He's so funny. I love the guy. He's such a mischievous, sassy, great character. Actor. My mind. I mean, technically, he's playing our favorite seaweed brain and everything. Well, our only seaweed brain. But how can you not love the guy? He's so funny, especially when he's with Ryan Reynolds. I love Ryan Reynolds. He's so great, even though I've only seen him in one movie before. But we'll ignore that. I think it's just like a running joke on this channel at this point because of maybe you haven't seen the videos, but such an icon. And Dior, she's so pretty, and she is actually a really good actress. I think she has a lot of potential. And I think she's going to play Clarice magnificently. Because Clarice is a queen, 10 out of 10. Like, she is so amazing. I watched Are You Afraid of the Dark on Nickelodeon to see her acting and just to get some experience with her. And I thought it was a really great show, and I think that she'll be pretty good as Clarice. Her character's nothing like her, but I think I can see Dior as Clarice, and I cannot wait to see her try and put Percy's head in the toilet. I am so excited. And then Percy's gonna put water everywhere. Oh, I'm sure they're gonna add the scene. Like, why wouldn't they? It's such an icon. I become Supreme Lord of the Bathroom. One of my favorite titles ever. Just such an iconic scene. If only Camp Half Blood was real, then I would go to that bathroom, go to one of those toilets, and write Percy, aka Supreme Lord of the Bathroom. Smiley face. Just such an iconic scene. And it's the fact that Annabeth is just all wet. She's just standing there in shock. And then the capture the flag game is great too. The Lightning Thief has some iconic moments. Can't wait to see it all on screen. I absolutely love the books, and I think that it's gonna be so much fun. I'm going to be making a video later. I filmed it, but I need to refilm it because it was big stupid. But anyway, we're going to talk about underrated Percy Jackson scenes, and I'm going to explain why they're amazing to me and just things like that. I might just do it on a live stream if I don't feel like editing it, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and I just can't wait to hopefully see some of those moments that I'm going to discuss in that video. A lot of them are more heartwarming moments, to be honest, but I'm always I'm more into those heart moments, Some of them are really sad, and people kind of forget about them, and I think they need to be discussed more. I mean, there's always those really beautiful, iconic moments, and I just feel like those are great, but we need to remember these other scenes because they're so great, and Rick took his time writing these beautiful scenes. And some of them include Sally and Paul because they're such a great family. Who wouldn't want their mother to make blue chocolate chip cookies? Okay? Blue chocolate chip cookies. Okay? I had blue chocolate chip cookies on my last birthday because I was like, I need some blue chocolate chip cookies, and they were great. They tasted so good. I also tried to make blue pancakes the other day and they burnt. I can't make pancakes at all. Every time I make pancakes, they either undercook or they're just like burnt, like just like a rock, like a coal. It's just so sad. They actually weren't as bad as they normally are, though. Usually they're a lot more terrible. I hope my cooking skills are getting better. I'm thinking about making some cookie videos on my channel, but I'm like, I'm just gonna embarrass myself. But I think that would be a great idea. Also, I want to make this hilarious video, and it totally gives me Percy and Leo vibes. So it's gonna be like, okay, I'm going to embarrass myself when I get 2,000 subscribers, and I'm going to have a whole concert of me singing terribly. It's gonna be great. Cannot wait. I also, one of the songs, and this is a big spoiler, so whoever's watching this video gets a heads up before. Anyone else, I'm not going to announce it or anything because this is supposed to be very private, but I'm going to announce it anyways. I am going to be singing Poker Face because of the Percy Jackson movies. It's such an iconic song, and I know the movies are trash, or the Tartarus movies are trash, and I am just so excited. I love Poker Face, and it's actually going to be the sped up version because I'm in love with the sped up versions of songs. Like, I am obsessed, and I don't know why. I love sped up versions of songs. I don't know, as an editor, it's probably just something along with that. It's going to be really hard to sing, though, because it goes like, I'm just going to embarrass myself. I might even just dance. Who knows? I'm also going to be doing a new series, where I do how Percy Jackson characters walk into a room, and also, how Percy Jackson characters dance. I actually did do part 1, though. It was like where, it was with Nico, and he was just like, yeah. I'm super excited, though. So I'm definitely going to be doing Leo's parts first. That guy is just an icon, okay? And Percy's just an icon. Like, he's so iconic. I would die to be like that guy. I'm so glad that he's at least my brother. Like, who wouldn't want Percy as their brother? Old me would have been like, oh man, I want to date Percy. But new me's like, I want to date Leo Valdez. Like, I'm in love with Mexicans and everything. And also, if you guys didn't or don't remember, Leo and Calypso are no longer dating. If you remember from Tower of Nero, it says that they're taking a break. So, sorry Calypso, but I'm taking him for myself. Anyway, so exciting though. I was so happy when I heard the news. Like, I didn't think about it really at the time, but then I saw it come and I was like, you know what? They're actually not dating. You know what? I'm gonna take Leo for me. It's just like a thing that I have. I have a problem with Leo. Like, I am totally just obsessed with the guy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his looks, his attitude, or his sass, or his funny and hilarious jokes. You're not a Leo. I'm a Leo. You're a Percy. I don't know what it is. I think I might have said that wrong. But the point is, it's such a great and iconic moment. That part actually had me dying. I don't know. I love the Percy Jackson. Like, I don't know. I love Leo's thing. And I'm really excited. And I'm not going to take Annabeth away from Percy. No one could do that. They're meant to be together. Okay? And also, there's a secret. And a lot of people have had this problem in the past. So I thought I would share it. I think a lot of us needed therapy from this. But before I found out Nico was gay, I sort of liked him. And I know it's so embarrassing. But to be fair, we didn't know. And exactly. And like, I don't know. It's just so hilarious. Like, I'm just like, why? I mean, part of me would be like, you know what? I would date Nico if I was a guy too. I mean, Nico's such an icon, and he's emo, you know? Who doesn't like emo people? And he's the only emo character, which is why he's perfect for Will. I'm not going to take your man. I don't know. This is also kind of bad, but Rachel really shouldn't have a crush on Will because their dynamic is great, and I need to forget about it. I don't know. It's like Rachel likes everyone. Why? She has to try and ruin all the best ships. First, she tries having a crush on Percy, and now she's having a crush on Will, and it's like I could see what Rick's trying to do. He's trying to make a ship, isn't he? It's not fair. I'm trying to stay in support of my favorite ship, but Rachel's trying to make me not want it. I don't know what it is. Rachel, you're just ruining everything. Please, Rachel, I love you. You hit Kronos with the brush on his eyeball. I love you. But please, stop. Rick shouldn't have added that. I swear, Rick, you're trying to make me feel weird. You're trying to confuse me. Exactly. Rachel needs to stay away from people's mans. First she tried to take Percy. She even kissed him. And now she wants Will. To be fair, it won't happen though because she's the Oracle, so thank you, Oracle. But still, Rachel, you better just remember that his dad is Apollo and you're the Oracle, so he won't let it happen. Although Apollo is he's a very confusing character. I love it. He's a very idiotic character, I feel like. So stupid. He's a really developed character, and I'm really excited for it. I just love his dynamic with Meg. They're so great together, like as friends. And I could tell that Rick either wants you to make them feel like friends or like a romantic or like I don't know. It's like Rick, he always tries to make you feel weirded out, like in everything. It's like he wants you to ship everything. I don't know what it is. But I'm just saying, you cannot ship Percy and Jason. Thank you, whoever you are. I've never seen you before, but hello. Anyways, but I think that it's like Rick, he tries to ship everything. He's trying to make us want to ship the most random things. Like, okay, if I'm gonna ship Leo with anyone, it's not gonna be that trash Calypso girl, okay? Like, get out of here. I'm sorry, you two could just be friends. But I would ship Leo with Hazel. And before y'all start hating on me, I love Hazel and Leo's dynamic. I think it would be perfect. And I don't really have much. Frazel isn't like my top tier. It's like meh to me. So I wouldn't really mind if it was just if they got together. Like, to be honest, when I was reading The Mark of Athena, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, these two were something. And I hadn't read Neptune, so yeah, I totally just went to Mark of Athena and called it good. I was like, you know what? Let's just read these last 3 books. They're pretty good. It's just crazy. I mean, seriously. I love the Reworded Verse. It's so exciting. I love everything about it. I don't know, I changed my opinions on a lot of things. And before I could never read anything besides Harry Potter, and now I've really come to love more books. After I read Percy Jackson, I read the Caraval series. I don't know if you guys know what it is. It's a really great series. If you haven't checked it out, definitely go recommend check it out. But I don't know, I really began to be able to get into more books, and I'm really excited to expand my reading knowledge and my fandoms. It's been so much fun expanding it and everything. Yeah. I'm also, by the way, writing a book, and I might put it on Wattpad, but I'm not too sure yet because I don't want anyone to steal my book in case it doesn't work out successfully. But if I do put it out, I definitely will notify you guys. And also, I would also really appreciate it if you guys make sure no one steals it. If you notice what it's about, well, if you notice that anyone steals it, I would be so happy if you guys could let me know. I've been working on this book, or I've been part of this universe since I was like 9 years old. It wasn't always going to be a book series, but it was always a part of my life. It started out with a game that we played at recess. Now it's a book series that I'm writing. It's actually a lot darker toned. It's more for, I would say, teenagers and adults. It's definitely not for kids. There's, by the way, some trigger warnings I should let you know about before you guys ever read it. I will definitely be putting that on Wattpad though, but be aware of triggers of like depression, anxiety, self-harm, sexual assault, things like that. I would definitely just be aware of that. And I know, because like I know it will like definitely trigger some people, and my friend told me it would be a good idea to do that, and I think that's a really good idea. But I would love it if I could get the book published. I want to be an author one day, and it's like I've always wanted to be an author. That's great. But I've always wanted to be an author ever since I read Harry Potter, and I just felt so inspired by it. And like my family told me I was a good writer, and that's what really inspired me. And then I read Percy Jackson, and it only made me want to become an author even more. I want to feel that success and that like I've done something cool, having a YouTube channel is really cool and everything. But I really want to get a book published. I think it would be something that not everyone accomplishes in life, and I think it would just be so cool. And I'm really excited to be able to share it with you guys. And I'm gonna make sure that nobody steals it. So I think there's this copyright thing that you can do on Wattpad though. So I'll try and check into that and see if I can make sure that nobody will steal my book. I'm very overprotective of this book. I feel like it could be a hit, and I am not gonna let anyone steal my book that I'm working very hard on. And but I will tell you it is a fantasy, which probably isn't a surprise to any of you. I read a lot of fantasy novels, and the powers are more like Percy Jackson, but there are spells and potions. There's also the main character rides horses. It's not medieval times. It's based with modern and medieval times. So it's like they live in castles, but it's still like 2020. It's going to be a really fun book. COVID is going to be in the book because COVID was an interesting, life-changing event for a lot of people. And another thing is the main character's a royalty. She's a princess. She doesn't like it. She's the oldest child. Her name's Izzy, but her real name's Elizabeth, but she goes by Izzy for short. She has 2 siblings, Petal and Robert, but I'm not going to say too much in case someone tries to steal my book. I will probably, I'm debating whether to post it onto Wattpad, but I can get paid stories if I go into Wattpad and I get 50,000 words plus I get 2 books published. So I might do the other 2 books first because this book is definitely something that's like one of my top priorities, and I don't want to ruin it. I could do something that's like in the same universe, but no one would know it. But I'm debating because like if I steal that book and then I write that book, it would be in the same universe, and that wouldn't work either. These books would have to be. I could do 2 books that are 25,000 words, but I'm debating on that. And then you can apply for the Wattpad paid stories. So yeah, and fan fictions don't count, unfortunately. So I have to start on something new. Also, I am writing a new fan fiction. It's about Will Solace. He's an inspiration to me. He's very different, and we don't know a whole lot about him. So there's a lot more free reins with Will. You can make up your own things about Will, and no one would know because Will is somebody different. One thing I am going to tell you about this fan fiction is it's going to be on Wattpad, obviously, and also the whole premise is that his mom is abusive, physically, mentally, spiritually, to Will. And this is very similar to my Dark Demigods fan fiction, but this one's going to be more of an improvement, and this one's going to be a lot more realistic. And I'm trying not to go the same path that I went for Dark Demigods. So I don't think I've published it yet, but I will definitely go and see. I actually don't remember. I have terrible memory problems. It's not like official, it's not like I'm diagnosed or anything. But I am terrible at remembering things. My teacher today, he was like, "Yeah, don't forget to make this a dashed line," because I was doing like a math assignment, and I made the line solid. Like he told me not to. I have terrible memory problems, and it's getting kind of annoying. But I'm glad. I know. Will being sad is not everyone's ideal thoughts of Will, but Will, he's too happy. And I think that's what makes this perfect, is nobody's as happy as Will is. Like, there's no way that Will's actually as happy as he appears to, and I think I'm gonna make it more like Leo, where Leo's like, he uses the humor to hide the pain, but in Will's case, he makes himself look happy so that no one will assume that he's unhappy. Especially Nico, because we all know Nico is like, my Will. He's like, if you hurt my Will, I'm gonna have my skeletons, and they're gonna drag you into Tartarus, where you can stay for the rest of eternity. That's what Nico would do. Also, man, I just love Solangelo. I'm thinking about that one scene in the Tower of Nero where where Nico gets hurt and he's like, no one hits him. Or my dad. It was funny. But that moment is just such a powerful and beautiful moment that I just love to pieces. It's just so cute. And I'm like, yes, you go, Will. That's what I was like in that moment. I'm just like, Team Will, Team Will. I think I even said that. I was like chanting. I was like, Will, Will, Will. That's what I do when I read. I just start chanting their names. It's a little funny though. Oh man. Yeah. Nico has some anger issues. But it's great. I love Nico. He's great. That's why he's my favorite character. Such a great icon. Man, if I was intimidated by anybody in the whole universe, it would be Nico. Percy's maybe the most powerful, but he does not have that terrifying aura that Nico does. Okay, so you guys might not know this, but I'm in a Percy Jackson roleplay on Instagram. And well, one time I was saying something to the Nico roleplay person, and they got mad at me, and I felt it felt so real that I was like terrified. Like it was like I was in character or something, and I was like terrified. So that's how I know that I would be the most terrified of Nico. It's not because I've assumed that. It's because I felt like I was really in the Percy Jackson universe, and I felt like Nico was like really like, man, you're gonna get it. I don't remember what it was about. I think it was about Will. What a surprise. Hello. Loved your part to my open collab, by the way. It was great. So yeah. I am so excited for the books. I know I keep going back to these books, but man, what is going to happen? Though I am really, really worried that Will's gonna get. Ever since Jason died, it makes me kind of worried that something's gonna happen to somebody else. And let's not forget, Rick has killed all the blondes so far. Let's go back to The Last Olympian. Oh, look, he killed Luke. Oh, yeah, and then when we go to the Last Heroes of Olympus book, he killed, not Jason, Octavian. Oh, yeah, and then in the Burning Maze, he killed Jason. And who else has blue eyes and blonde hair? Oh, let me think. Will. And here, let me pull up the description for Son of the Star. Because I can't say it word for word, and it's going to bother me. Because this is just like, yeah, I just want to read it to you guys because it worries me. As the son of Hades, Nico Di Angelo has been through so much, from the premature deaths of his mother and sister, to being outed against his will, to losing his friend Jason during the trials of Apollo. But there is a ray of sunshine in his life, literally. His boyfriend Will Solace, the son of Apollo. Together, the two demigods can overcome any obstacle or foe. At least, that's been the case so far. Now Nico is being plagued by a voice calling out to him from Tartarus, the lowest part of the underworld. He thinks he knows who it is, a reformed titan named Bob, whom Percy and Annabeth had to leave behind when they escaped Hades' realm. Nico's dreams and Rachel Dare's last prophecy leave little doubt in Nico's mind that Bob is in some kind of trouble. Nico has to go on this quest, whether Mr. D and Chiron like it or not, and of course, Will insists on coming with. Of course. But can being made of light survive in the darkest part of the underworld? And what does the prophecy mean that Nico will have to leave something of equal value behind? Nico will have to face demons both internal and external as his relationship with Will is tested to the core in the standalone adventure, featuring two of the most popular characters in the Percy Jackson saga. So, there's 3 points that make me worried about Will. It says, can being a maid of light survive in the darkest part of the world? Obviously, that makes sense to anybody. And then when it says, and what does the prophecy mean that Nico will have to leave something of equal value behind? That's pretty clear. Bob, Will, that would make total sense. And then it says that his relationship with Will be tested to the core. So, like, what if Nico has to leave Will behind? That's what I'm worried about. I think that it would definitely make sense if that did happen. And I am in love with I'm in love with these characters. So if they die, we all know who's gonna get in trouble. Rick or Mark, whoever's idea it was, is gonna get. Man, I really hope they didn't come up with that, but they did say that they love these characters, so I'm hoping that means that they didn't kill them off, or one of them off. Man, and now I'm trying to think, who would I rather die, Nico or Will? And I can't pick. They're both great. Nico, he's like been around for so long that it's like, oh, well, that's true. But I don't know. It's just like Nico's been with us since the Titans cursed, and if he killed Nico off, that would just be so sad. At least it's not Percy, though. Let's be honest. If Percy died, we'd all. I was reading this fan fiction, and I did this exactly to myself. I looked it up. I was like, Percy dying fanfic. Yeah, I think I'm a little cuckoo in the head. But there were tears falling down my face. Like, it was just so sad. I just had to do it to myself. I think I wanted to see if I could cry. It worked. Percy was fighting a stupid monster at Camp Half-Blood, and he just died. It was so rude. Whoever wrote that fanfiction, they're talented because it worked. Their feelings of sadness they really know how to make you sad. Anyway. But there's also, like, the fact that Will, the son of Apollo, we don't know him very well. And if he died, then there's the fact that, like, we love him to pieces and everything. And we don't know much about him, so I feel like him dying would be even worse because we don't know all that much about him, and it would just be sad to see like Will die so early on. We've only known him since Blood of Olympus. I mean, technically we've known him since The Last Olympian, but let's be for real. Like, we all probably forgot about him after The Last Olympian. Like, I'm sure most people did. And then once and then in The Lost Hero we saw Will again. I'm sure people didn't think too much of it. And then after Blood of Olympus, he really did, like, he was a true, like, important character. And then he was back in the Hidden Oracle, and he reappeared in the Tower of Nero. But he was mentioned a few times throughout the Trials of Apollo series because, Apollo loves his children. Let's see what this comment says. Rick knows what would come back at him if he killed Percy. For real. Everyone loves Percy. Also, he's been around for so long. He's the one that started it all. It'd be worse than Octavian's wrath for stuffed animals. Yeah, how dare he. Worse than the Titan Wars combined. Facts. Not even the River Styx could save Rick. Yeah, there would be too many on him. I don't think one Percy Jackson fan would be okay with it. I think if Percy died, the fandom would die. Rick would be like, what have I done? I'm not too worried about Chalice of the Gods, but now that I'm thinking that I'm not worried, that makes me worry, because it's like, oh, what if, like, I should be worrying, and then I don't. Like, if I feel like not worrying is what should make us worry. Because literally, Rick always plays with us. He knows how to make us not worry and then make us worry and make us cry. I mean, like, Selena, seriously. We found out she was the spy, yet we were all upset that she died. Then there's Beckendorf, who I haven't read the book, the short story that he's in, but still, I'm sad that Beckendorf died. Barely knew him, but he died, and I was sad. Then there's the fact that Jason was never my favorite in the out of the 7, yet tears still pouring down my face. Dawn, the fawn. It rhymes. Anyway, Dawn the fawn dies. Waterfall coming down. Yeah. And don't even get me started when Percy gave up immortality for Annabeth. I don't think I cried, but my heart melted with joy. It was such a terrible moment. Also, when Annabeth kissed Percy before he fought before he exploded Mount St. Helens, I was definitely like, woo! That's what I was like. Let's see. I've been worried about Will dying since I saw the description of Son of the Star. Yeah, me too. I think we all have. I think Rick, I don't know. I think Rick might be trying to, like, trick us or something. I think he's trying to make us worry, but then maybe we should really be worrying about Nico. Like, maybe he's trying to throw us off. Sounds like something Rick would do. I mean, seriously, he threw Parsippeth into Tartarus. Didn't feel any remorse. Killed Jason. Didn't feel bad. Maybe he did. I don't know. I don't know if he's ever said anything about Jason's death too much. But still. As far as I'm concerned, he didn't feel any remorse. Rick, you're almost as bad as J.K. Rowling. I mean, seriously, how many characters did she kill off? Let's see. Lily, James, Sirius, Lupin. Oh, wait, all the Marauders. Peter, no one cares about you. Dobby. Let's see, who else died? Tonks. Fred. I know, for real, Tonks is an amazing character. Like, the point is, J.K. Rowling went a little too far, and Rick, I think, is getting some inspiration from J.K. Rowling. So, if we look at all the Harry Potter does, it's usually the character that we like the most in that book. Well, at least the character I like the most in that book. Except for Snape. I didn't really like Snape. I thought he was pretty cool, though, like, with his sass moments. Because if there's one way to know if I like a character, it's about how much sass they have. That's why Nico, Percy, Leo, and I think Will, Will doesn't really have any sass to him. But he's definitely like Dumbledore. Like, the way he insults people is by being nice. Because Dumbledore, I don't know. I can't think of it. But Dumbledore insults people nicely. That's how Will would insult people, to be honest. Except for Octavian. He called him an anemic loser, and that was great. I'm just getting really worried with the Son of the Star description. I don't know if he's trying to throw us off or he's being deadly serious. I think he's really trying to just, like, throw us off and make us think certain things. So then we'll, like, not worry, or we'll worry too much, and then he's doing something. And Rick's always up to something mischievous. He's getting some inspiration from his characters he wrote. So annoying. What the heck, Rick? I love my Harry Potter and Percy. I love my Percy Jackson characters. What are you trying to do to me? Ah, man. At least we won't have to worry about Piper or Annabeth or anything. I have to go. I'll watch the rest later. Maybe the Sun and the Star guide your path. Alright, see you. I'm going to continue ranting for another hour. Or whenever I'm done ranting. Yeah, we still love him, even though he kills our favorite characters. True. I mean, at least he gave us the characters, and at least he gave us the books. Oh, man. If Rick does kill Will, though, I don't think any of us would be too happy. Or if he killed Nico, I don't even want to imagine if they died. But if Percy died, though, that would be a big problem. Because, like, literally Percy is, like, everyone's favorite, and I just can't get over, like, what would happen if, like, Rick killed them off. As long as he doesn't kill off my brave man, Percy, we're all good. But Percy has nothing to do with this book, so we're fine. But if Rick tries to ruin Percy's college opportunities by killing Annabeth, Grover, or him off, I'm going to be so mad. I mean, could you imagine if Percy died and how Sally would react? Could you imagine? That would be so sad. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't give Rick ideas. Rick's probably too busy plotting another death anyways. That's Rick for you. He's probably like, how do I make my fans mad? He's like, how do I make them cry? What's the best way to make a Percy Jackson fan mad? And then he's like, yeah, this'll work. Or should I go bigger? That's how I feel. I feel like what he's doing. He's just like, how do I make them the most upset? With Tartarus, with Jason, with Zoe, with Bianca. Although Bianca has never been one of my favorites, but still, it hits hard. Rick's Rick. Hopefully he'll be too busy with the Percy Jackson show that he won't get any more ideas, though. I think he's gonna make that show a great success, though. Literally so excited for the show. Cannot wait to see Annabeth say that Percy drools in his sleep. Can you imagine how adorable that'll be? You drool in your sleep. And then he gives her that look. And then Grover hiding his hooves and shoes and covering it with a cap on his head. Or like Chiron telling Percy that his father is Kronos and sea monsters. Or Tyson. Meeting Tyson. That is going to be so exciting and adorable. He met a Fury. Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started when Annabeth and Percy have their underwater kiss. Do you realize how adorable that'll be? Man, so adorable. I love Perciveth so much. Man, and the blue cookies. And then when Gabe gets turned into stone. Can't wait. That's what he gets for hurting Sally. No one hurts our Sally. Can't wait till Estelle comes in. Which she probably would never come in any time soon. I just had to say that. I want to see baby Estelle. I want to see Estelle. That'd be so cute. Seeing Percy being an overprotective brother. You know, that's the thing I want more than anything is Percy being an overprotective brother like Nico. Because Nico's kind of overprotective of Hazel, I feel like. Man, I just Man, my mouth is getting really dry from all this talking. I just can't stop talking though. Something's telling me keep talking, and don't stop. I know I probably should totally shut up. It's just I just can't help myself. But it's gonna be so great. I just the books are so much fun. I love them so much. It means so much to me. They're definitely an escape whenever I'm having a bad day. Can't wait till the sun, the star, and chalice of the gods come out. So inspiring. And I hope we get to see some more Piper. That would be good. I don't think we've seen much of Piper before, in the newer books. We did see her a lot in the Burning Maze. Yeah, the Burning Maze. Why was I thinking? Whatever. I haven't read I've only read the Trials of Apollo series once, and same with the Heroes of Olympus. Well, pretty much all the Heroes of Olympus books. And I read Percy Jackson series quite a few times. Although I've only read The Lightning Thief about twice. It's one of those books where I just can't read it so many times. I don't know. I don't really like the beginning of the story too much. Not my favorite. But I cannot wait till the capture the flag game when the Hellhound comes after Percy and he almost gets killed. Or when that pit scorpion comes after him and then we find out who Luke really is. Or when they go on the tunnel of love. I love that part so much. I have a problem. I like the most random moments in the book series. And don't even get me started on the Ares fight. When he jumps from the arch in St. Louis or whatever it's called. Man, that is going to be so exciting. I cannot wait to see all those. Those are my favorite moments. I think the first book just has so many moments that I've been waiting to see since book 1. I remember reading the Lightning Thief and I was just so immersed in this book because I just felt like it was a really, really good book. And I just felt like I was really enjoying it, and I just felt the excitement I felt when I was reading Harry Potter. So it's a lot of fun and everything. And I'm so excited that we get an actual good reputation for the books. Seeing the show means a lot because it means that people really do care about these books and that they want to make the story accurate and they don't want to make trashy movies that have nothing to do with the books. I mean, seriously, what were those directors and actors and not actors, script writers and everyone thinking when they were making this movie? Were they just yeah, well, I'm sure they'll love this new version that we think is way better. They're almost as bad as Mike New. No, they're worse than Mike Newell from the Harry Potter, the Goblet of Fire director. I'm not a big fan of the Goblet of Fire movie. It took out some of the best scenes, like the Quidditch World Cup. Yeah, we'll just get rid of that completely. I'm sure everyone will be fine. Oh yeah, and they are getting their own season for each book. Same with the Harry Potter reboot. It's gonna be the same thing, which I can't believe that was announced. Honestly, it was only announced about a week ago. I'm just so excited for this. I am amazed with everything that is going on. I'm so excited about this, and I think it'll be really fun and really exciting. And I think it's just really great to have this coming out. And I think Rick is going to do really great. And I can tell that Rick really cares about these books, along with his kids, because it really helped his kids out, when they were in school. And I think that this will just be something really fun for all the fans to get to see after years and years of waiting. And I think that we deserve this. We've been patient, and, as a Harry Potter and Percy Jackson fan, I think that it's fair that Percy Jackson fans get their share. And I think it's a little bit selfish for Warner Bros. To make a reboot at the same time as Percy Jackson. It's obviously a way to compete with them, and anyone can see that. I think they could have waited a little bit longer, at least after the first season of Percy Jackson. But it's obviously a contest, and anyone can see it. And I think that it's a little bit rude for them to just be like, hey, so we need to keep being the top book series adaptation from page to screen. We cannot let these people win. We cannot let Percy Jackson be above Harry Potter. It's I don't know. It's very rude of them to just come in and act like they can just do this. It's not okay. And I am very mad at these people right now. Cannot wait to see. I'm really hoping that the Percy Jackson show will do better than the Harry Potter show, because I haven't heard very many good things from the Harry Potter show announcement, but I did hear a lot of great things about the Percy Jackson stuff, so I think that their competition is going to fail, to be honest. But I think it'll definitely be great when we all hear that the Percy Jackson show is great, and I'm actually quite excited for the Harry Potter show to come out. I think it'll be great to see things that were never seen before. The only thing I'm worried about is the casting, as they've been kind of race swapping a lot of characters and not making them quite what they're supposed to look like. At first, I didn't mind, but now I do. I've mentioned this in the video about it, and I think it's a little rude. And And I don't care with like some characters like Annabeth or Clarice. They don't really bother me. At first, I was like, wait, they're making Annabeth black? But now I'm just like, whatever. It's Annabeth. Who cares? She's gonna do great, and that's all that matters. I was pretty confused when they made Zeus black, though. I thought it was really weird. But now I'm just. But the actor died, so I'm trying to cut him some slack and not talk about him after he died. Like that's so rude and disrespectful. And I'm willing to give it a chance and everything, but I just don't know. The person they casted for Hephaestus was perfect. Like the appearance of him was exactly how I imagined Percy Jackson. I meant Zeus. And it's gonna be I don't know. It's almost like getting annoying at this point. Like they made Ariel black and I didn't care. I thought, maybe it'll be an interesting version. I really don't care about Ariel. But it's when they make Tinkerbell black. Tinkerbell, of all people! Tinkerbell! But no, if Moana's white, it's the end of the world. Which, yes, I think that would be worse and everything. But you gotta understand, like, what about Tinkerbell? Tinkerbell just, no! That's like, or next we're gonna see Black Elsa, or, I don't know, like, Elsa, like, that just wouldn't make any sense to me. And I don't know, I just feel like it's just getting out of hand a little bit. And I know, like, it's a little bit rude of me to say this and everything, but I kind of just gotta say it so that I'm not lying to everybody and acting like I'm a total innocent human being. Sometimes you just gotta be honest, and I just feel like I gotta say my own opinions. Everyone's been saying theirs, and it's time that people heard mine. And I did say about it. I did discuss it further in my other video. Yeah, it would cross the line if Moana was white, though. Yeah, it is getting out of hand. Like, seriously, like, I don't know what they're thinking. Like, it's like, I don't know. Like, okay, at first, it was fun. I was like, sometimes castings are just better that way. But it's like they do it to every single person, and they never race swap black people, but they always race swap white people. It's like they think that if they don't make them black, we're all going to get mad at them. But it's like we would have never thought of them as black before, so it really wouldn't have mattered. And I don't know. It's just like what if they made Leo white? Like if they made a Heroes of Olympus adaptation or something, and then they were like, yeah, we're just gonna make Leo white. It's no big deal. But that'd be a big part of his character, right? Or Raina, or Hazel. I mean, that'd just be terrible if Hazel was white. I mean, look at her. Such a beautiful girl. I mean, seriously. What about Piper? Like, she's important. I mean, Percy, though. I could not see a black Percy. I'm sorry. Or Nico. I really hope they don't ruin Nico that way. Nico's just one of those characters where it's like he just can't, okay? It wouldn't match Nico's, like, the way I've imagined him. Some characters I don't mind, like Grover or Annabeth. But for some reason, Nico really does matter. He's just so... He needs to be, the way that he was imagined. And, like, what about Will? Like, that would not work. Yeah, exactly. Nico's Italian. Or Bianca. Like, that'd be bad, too. Like, I don't know. They gotta remember these things. It's like Nico being Italian is a really big part. And I know what they're gonna say. Well, you could be black and Italian. But still, I don't care. He's full on Italian. His name Nico is an Italian name. And the thing is if they make his mom white, then they have to make him white, and they have to make Bianca white or Italian. Because Hades, it doesn't matter like what the god is specifically, because I don't really think that matters too much, like with the race and stuff. And because like Beckendorf is black, but Leo's Mexican, so it's like they're different things. It never really said what Beckendorf's race was, I don't think, as far as I'm aware. We just know that he's black. But I don't know. I think that some of these characters would be going a little bit too far. But some never really explained what they looked like. Like Clarice, she never. It seemed like every time that she was described, she always looked different. Rick described her with blonde hair, and then he described her with brown hair, and then he described her with blonde hair again. He always switched the way that Clarice looked. I always imagined her with brown hair though, so I do think that that would be how I imagined her. But it's not the end of the world to me. By the way, though, Sally's casting for the Percy Jackson show was perfect. Couldn't have found a better Sally myself. I felt like they could. I like the old Gabe from the movies actually, and I thought he was the best part of the movies. I wish they would have had him in it. It would have been beautiful. Like, I loved the Gabe that they used in the movies. He was phenomenal acting. He looked exactly how you should imagine Gabe, and he was just perfect for the role. If they would have had him for this TV show, and the Gabe that they had in this show, in the movies, I think it would have been perfect that way. But I mean, I haven't seen the guy's acting before, so I will give him some slack and everything. But it's, I don't know, it's just so much fun to like see all this and everything. I really think that some of these castings were a little bit questionable to me. I wasn't actually a big fan of Poseidon's casting either. I felt like he didn't really look like his book counterpart very much. And also the shirt that they used, like on his costume, did not look like how I imagined the one in the books, almost in the movies. Like I would have wanted to look like the one in the movies. But anyway, I just felt like it didn't look the way that I imagined Poseidon's costume. And then there's like Hades. I thought he was the best out of the gods, like the big three. The big three. And also it doesn't make sense that like Poseidon and Hades are both white and then Zeus is just black. I don't know. Does that make any sense? Or am I just sounding stupid? Especially since Zeus is like known to have a big white beard and stuff. I just feel like it doesn't make any sense. That's like if they made Dumbledore black to me. It just doesn't work, okay? And also, I'm just saying this because I have to say it, and I know this is a Percy Jackson video, but can J.K. Rowling make up her mind? That's all I'm going to say. I just have to say that line because she made Hermione white, and then she made her black, and then it's like, do whatever you want. She says Cursed Child is canon, but that thing is not canon. I will never count Cursed Child as canon, and I hope none of you do. If you're a Harry Potter fan. But anyway, Percy Jackson related. I really think that this is like, I think that the show has great potential. I really do. I just think that there's some things that they could improve a little bit, and things that I love about this show. I'm really excited to see why they brought Hermes and Hephaestus into the show for, because their castings were announced, yet they're not in the first season. Hephaestus would definitely be because of the Tunnel of Love scene though, with like the whole Ares and Aphrodite thing. But I don't know why they would bring Hermes in. He would definitely be the right person to bring in early though, seeing as Luke is his son. I almost said Luke is his father, but that's not true. Other way around. I just feel like it is really smart of them to bring Hermes in early just for that reason, because Hermes is very essential to this book series in particular, and he has a bigger role in the second one, and I feel like it would be great to see him early on. I love seeing these kind of things that they're adding to the show. We also do know that Percy has more origin in the show. We're going to see more of it, which is really exciting. I bet we're going to see some more on his grandparents' backstory, as we found out that they died when Sally was 5 years old on that plane. I feel like that'll be really interesting to see. We don't really know a whole lot about Percy's origin, so I think it would be really much like a lot of fun. I mean, the most that we know is like anything that's from like Poseidon's side of the family. We just don't really know much about his mother's side of the family. So I think that'll be really interesting to get to see, and I think that Percy's a character that like you can add some more stuff to, even though he has so much going on in his character that there's still a lot you can add, like with his, origin and stuff. And I'm like just really excited to see Percabeth on screen. Like like realistically and canonly, and like it to actually be like make you think Persebeth, you know. Another thing, this is so random, but another thing I noticed about Percy and Annabeth is Percy's name starts with a P, right? And Annabeth's name starts with an A. Percy, like a P, right, is the way that you spell Poseidon, and A is how you spell Athena. I just noticed that, and I just had to point that out. I feel like there were a few of those that I noticed. It's such a random fact, but I thought I just had to mention it. Another thing I'm really excited to see is the Delphi Strawberry delivery service. I think that'll be a lot of fun to see, and it'll be really funny. Not funny, but just really interesting to see. It's it's a fact that I think a lot of us forget about, and seeing it would be really cool. And I cannot wait for to see certain things on the show. It'll definitely be a lot of fun. I really love the Percy Jackson show, and I really love the Percy Jackson universe, and I think that adding this will be a lot of fun. And it'll be easier for some people to get into, because a lot of people that I know do not like reading. Like, they just do not like it, and this will definitely be a way for them to get into it, and so it'll be really exciting. But anyways, I think the video's been long enough, so I'm going to end it here. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But before we do that, I'm going to read this comment. Grover had to third wheel Annabeth and Percy for like 5 years. LOL. I hated reading. Now I can't stop. Facts. Like, some people can't stand reading, but after finding a book that they enjoy, they'll end up loving it. And yes, Grover, poor Grover, he had to third wheel them forever. Except for that one time he was stuck in the Cyclops cave and Titan's curse, but we'll ignore that. But he third wheeled them behind the scenes that we didn't see. But anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though it's been a really long video. Title wasn't even accurate to the video, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.